Most parents always picture the fetus as sound asleep, a child curled up, peaceful, patiently waiting for the day to be born. That is completely a misconception. The truth happening inside your womb right now is completely different. Your baby is constantly listening, tasting, stretching, and dreaming. They are silently learning their first lessons about you. These lessons will directly shape how they react to the world on the first day they are born. The findings of researchers over the past 20 years on fetal behavior will forever change the way you view pregnancy. Throughout history, we have always assumed that the womb is only a biological waiting room. We believed it was where the child waits to grow until the body is ready. That idea has been completely demolished by decades of in-depth research. Dr. Janet DiPietro at Johns Hopkins University is a pioneer in this field. She conducted a series of studies on fetal neurobehavior during the second half of pregnancy. Then she compared those very behaviors with the time when the child was born. Her conclusion was extremely simple and groundbreaking. Human behavior does not begin at birth. It begins many months before that. Behavioral patterns in the womb accurately predict the personality of the child about to be born. So, what does a fetus actually do inside the mother's womb? Scientists have recorded 6 specific groups of behaviors. All of them are happening inside your body right now. First, the fetus moves constantly. The kicks you feel are only the tip of the iceberg. As early as the 9th week of pregnancy, the baby begins to move. They stretch, turn, and create extremely tiny jerky movements. You cannot recognize these movements at all. By the 2nd trimester, their motor skills develop strongly. They can somersault, clap, and bring their thumb to their mouth to suck. They change positions continuously, many times every hour. Ultrasound images have captured extremely clear moments. Fetuses yawn, rub their own faces, and even practice crawling movements. Notably, this crawling movement will not be used until many months after birth. You can actually feel only about 10% of what is happening. Most daily movements are too gentle, too deep inside, or hidden by the placenta. Your child is truly extremely busy. Second, the fetus knows the mother's voice very well. This is one of the most wonderful studies in the field of fetal psychology. Dr. Barbara Kiselewski at Queen's University conducted a landmark experiment. She played a recording of the biological mother's voice reading a poem for 30 fetuses. 30 other fetuses heard a stranger reading the same poem. The results were astonishing. When hearing the mother's voice, the fetal heart rate accelerated. When hearing the stranger's voice, the heart rate immediately slowed down. Those are 2 completely opposite physiological reactions. This proves that the baby already knows how to distinguish the difference clearly. Your voice travels through your body and echoes hundreds of times every day. It becomes the most familiar sound in the baby's universe before they even see the world. This is why newborns always turn their heads toward their mother's voice in a crowded room just a few hours after birth. They are not unfamiliar with you at all. They have been continuously listening to you for many months. Third, the fetus tastes exactly what you eat. Around the 20th week of pregnancy, the fetus's taste buds are fully developed. From that point on, every flavor you eat enters the bloodstream. They go straight into the amniotic fluid surrounding the fetus. Then the baby actively swallows this amniotic fluid. A famous study followed a group of mothers who ate carrots regularly during pregnancy. When their children turned 6 months old, they were given carrots to taste for the first time. These children showed a special preference for the taste of carrots compared to other babies. Your baby is quietly building their first food memories before even knowing a bottle. The taste of garlic, sweetness, saltiness, or bitterness all travels directly to their taste buds. This means your distinctive cultural cuisine has become part of the fetus's taste preferences before birth. Fourth, the fetus has an extremely complex sleep cycle. In the 3rd trimester, the fetus spends 95% of the time sleeping. However, that is not one continuous sleep. They rotate through completely different behavioral states. Quiet sleep is always accompanied by a low heart rate. Active sleep comes with rapid eye movement and bursts of movement. In addition, there are brief waking states. At this time, the heart rate is stable and they respond directly to the outside world. Dr. DiPietro's research is extremely precise on this point. She found that fetuses with chaotic sleep-wake cycles become newborns who sleep poorly. Fetuses who are overly active in the womb often become irritable newborns. The biological rhythm of the fetus in the womb is the same biological rhythm they carry with them when they are born. Your child's temperament has already shaped itself before they take their first breath of air. Fifth, the fetus clearly senses your emotions. When you are stressed or anxious, the body releases cortisol and adrenaline. These chemicals cross the placental barrier within just a few minutes. The baby does not understand the reason that makes you upset, but their nervous system senses the biological echo of that emotion. Researchers have recorded clear changes in fetal heart rate and movement in response to the mother's emotional state. In the opposite direction, when you are calm, happy, and relaxed, the baby also fully receives that positive signal. You do not need to torment yourself when you occasionally feel stressed. Occasional stress is completely normal and does not harm your baby. But you need to know that the two of you have already had two-way emotional communication before birth. You are never alone in your body, and neither is your baby. Sixth, the fetus is diligently practicing for the process of being born. The regular fluttering beats you sometimes feel are hiccups. Hiccups in the womb are not meaningless randomness. The baby's diaphragm is practicing the core breathing movements to prepare for the moment of birth. Pediatricians always consider fetal hiccups a good sign. It shows that the nervous system controlling breathing is maturing on schedule. The fetus is also practicing sucking their fingers and bringing their hands to their lips. This is a rehearsal process for the important sucking reflex that helps them know how to feed immediately after birth. They practice swallowing systematically. They practice blinking. A study from Lancaster University in the United Kingdom also produced an interesting finding. Fetuses in the third trimester will actively turn their heads to follow light patterns shaped like human faces shining through the uterine wall. This proves that they already have an innate preference for human faces, even though they have never seen anyone. Every rehearsal movement inside your body is meant to prepare for a larger world. Putting all of this together, we recognize an incredibly powerful message. Your baby is not passively waiting to begin life. They are truly already living that life. Their personality is forming clearly. Food preferences are being established. They already have a familiar voice to trust completely, and that is you. They have a clear sleep and rest rhythm that will continue when they come home. They also already have a deep emotional bond with you that has lasted for many months before you hold them for the first time. This scientific truth changes how many parents feel during the final weeks of pregnancy. The relationship between mother and baby is not about to begin. It has already been profoundly deep. You have sung to your baby, eaten with your baby, talked with your baby, and responded to your baby's kicks. When you meet face to face in the delivery room, the two of you are not strangers. The two of you are actually old friends finally getting to see each other's faces. So, the next time you feel tiny vibrations in your belly, stop and feel them. That is not only a baby growing physically, that is a little human tasting your dinner, listening to your voice. A human being waking and sleeping according to a rhythm that is completely their own. Learning how to understand your emotions and quietly preparing everything to meet you. The bond between the two of you has already been developing for many months. You have always been their entire world, and they have always been paying attention to everything you do. If this knowledge changes the way you view pregnancy, press the subscribe button. We always have new videos every week decoding the hidden psychology of infants and young children. If you find this information helpful, your like will truly help other parents find this channel more easily. See you in the next videos.